Hello everyone. This is Diane Hunt from Diane Hunt Studio, and this is a Mixup Monday where I take a paint chip from the paint store and try to match the color on my palette. Come enjoy the fun. Give it a try yourself. See what happens. I'll switch over to my palette, and here's my palette, and I have my color wheel and my paint chip. This paint chip is called Tannin, and looking at the value scale that's on my color wheel, I can see it's in this range right here, which is a 6 or a 7. It's not quite a 6, but maybe even a 7 or an 8, more like a 7, I guess. So that tells me it's sort of in the mid-range. Now to get this is sort of a beige color. And there's several ways to get beiges, but this is, when you look at these, you can see that it has a little bit more orange in it. So to get an orange, to get a tan, you need, or brown, it's really a brown, it's a lighter brown. You want to mix opposites on the color wheel. So, but I can see it has a little bit of an orange tinge to it. So I'm going to try a blue and an orange, who are opposite on the color wheel, to see if I can get a nice brown that'll give me this color. And it is a little bit lighter, so I probably will need to add some white to it as well. So first off, I'm going to take some orange. Now, reds and oranges are very strong colors, so you have to be careful you don't add too much too quickly. So I'll put some orange out there, and it's got a little bit of a blue cast to it as well. So I'm going to try ultramarine blue and see how I do with that. So we'll add a little bit of the orange to the blue and get a nice brown. And I'm going to add a little bit of white to that as well. Probably hard to see what color this is yet, but when you add white to it, it'll show you, you'll be able to see if I have a little too much blue or a little too much orange. And this is looking a little bit blue. So I know I need to add a little bit more of the orange to it. So let's add some orange. And it's getting closer, but it's still on the blue side. So I'll add a little bit more orange. Color mixing is a process. You don't want to add huge amounts of paint at one time. You want to just add little touches, because sometimes that's all it takes to get to the color you're trying to get to. It's just a little bit of a touch of the other color, and you get right to it. If you add too much at one time, you're likely to pass where you want to be, and then you have to back up or start over, whichever is easier, to get back to where you need to be. So you can see this is still quite dark compared to the sample, so I'm going to add some more white into it, but I think it's getting closer as far as a tan color. It'll match the sample. So we'll keep going, keep adding, see what we end up with. And this is getting closer, but it's still more blue than the sample. So I'm going to add a little bit more orange to it. And that darkened it up again because the orange and the blue are reacting to each other. But it's getting a little bit closer, I think, to the paint sample. Very close now. Just needs to be a little lighter, I think. Add some more white. When you're doing this at home, this is all it is. It's, you keep adding and trying and adjusting, making adjustments. It's very rare that you get the right amount of each color right off the bat. It's usually where you keep going back and forth until you get the mixture that you need. And that's very close now. It's hard to see in the camera a little bit so you can see it a little better. It's getting very close now. Still a little bit to the blue side. So I'm going to add some more of this orange in. Now that's very close. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. It's hard to see. It would be a tad bit lighter. A little bit more white. This is good practice no matter how long you've been painting. It's just, something that you have to do when you're painting. There's nothing wrong with adjusting the color and experimenting and trying different things to get to the point where you need to be. No matter how long you've been painting, you'll have to do this. You just get a little bit better at it as you get more experience. You can see that. That's pretty darn close now. Time lapse here. So there we go. It looks a little bluer on the camera, but in real life it's pretty close to the same color. It might just be the way the light is on the knife compared to the sample. So there you go. So it was ultramarine blue, cad orange, and titanium white. And I gave you that nice tan color. So give it a try at home. See how you make out. I'd love to see your samples. And don't be afraid to try it and see how you do. And you have to work it back and forth until you get to the right value and the right color. But that's what it's all about. That's why you do this. It's good practice, and it doesn't use much paint or time, and it will help you in the long run when you go to do your paintings. So give it a try. I'd love to see what you come up with. If you're watching this in any particular place, don't be afraid to subscribe if you like what I'm showing you. And I hope to see you again on another one. Happy painting. Have a good day.